When whippoorwills call and evening is nigh, I hurry to my blue heaven, a turn to the right, a little white light will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven. Just Molly and me, and baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven. Wow, wow, wow. Look, there's a little bit of blue heaven. I don't know if you can see it, but the sun went down. And then after the sun goes down, you have that twilight period. And then you also have the gloaming. There's the gloaming. The gloaming. Does the gloaming. Sorry, does the gloaming happen before the twilight? I think it's after the twilight. When is gloaming? Immediately after sunset. Oh, it's a poetic word for twilight, so it's the same thing. The time of day immediately after the sun sets is gloaming. What time of day is gloaming? Well, it depends where you are. Yeah, I'm wearing a hood. I put it on for a dog walk, um, and I put it on to walk the dog, and I put this on, and I spritzed a little bit of mosquito repellent around me because it's been a little bit buggy. What is Shotland? What does that mean? I'm curious what that means. Hello, everybody. I am Ethan Hirschenfeld, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ethan Hirschenfeld. Huh. Yes, I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the nosho. The nosho happens every night at 9 p.m. Last night, on that ignominious night, which will go down in the annals of history, right up the annal of history. I started at 8. Maybe it's all my fault. You know how those people who are sports fans who believe that their little rituals and their superstitions have an effect on the game, which is illogical for so many reasons, including maybe most importantly for the reason that there are lots of fans around the world doing or forgetting to do their respective rituals. So, how could it possibly make sense that your missing ritual would have affected the game when there are other people who remembered to carry out their rituals? Unless you have the delusion that you're the one, that everyone else is delusional, but you're the one whose delusion is not a delusion, which is maybe the most potent delusion of all. Everyone else is deluded. Good evening, everybody. Yes, I didn't think of it, but sure. The purple pride. Um, oh, Nuro just saw the movie Quartet. I remember when that came out. I saw the previews. That looked interesting. Old musicians, retired musicians living in I guess, an assisted living. Who is Molly in Molly and Me? Just Molly and me. just Molly and me, and baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven. I'm going to see a play on Sunday. I think I mentioned it. It's called Molly Sweeney. It's closing night at the Irish Rep. There's a 3 p.m. matinee in Union Square. I think it's on 22nd Street in New York, New York. 3 p.m. Sunday, 2 days from now. My friend is in the show, and his wife is actually named Molly. So, no relation to Molly Sweeney, and no relation to the Molly in this song. But that Molly is a good old friend of mine from way back in college in the late 80s. So, that's my Molly story. Oh, solipsism. Where's the solipsism? Oh, Scotland. I see. Only in Scotland. Wait, what's in Scotland? What's only in Scotland? I've lost the thread. Hello, Bella Loon. Hello, Donald in Sacramento. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, so that song, My Blue Heaven, music by Walter Donaldson. We've heard a lot of his songs on this show in the 350 some odd nights of this show. Well, it's really just been the last 6 months that I've been singing these kind of songs. So, um, in fact, what is today? The 20, is it the 20? It's the 28th. Yeah, the 28th. Um, it might be my ukulele-versary, my ukiversary. I started playing in December, so it's 6 months ago. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember Molly Malone. It says she wheels her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels alive, alive. Yeah, we saw her statue in Dublin a few years ago. There's a nice statue of her right in the center of Dublin. Wow, 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 wow. June's been a long year. That's funny. Yeah, it certainly feels like it. Yes, so, this is not a political show. Maybe it should be. Um, but boy, oh boy, that was very upsetting. That was very upsetting last night to watch. I'm in the camp along with the editorial board of the New York Times of hoping and encouraging the president to step aside so a younger, haler, more energetic candidate can step in. And I'm not going to dwell on this. Like I said, not a political show, but I'm going to make this point, which is no one who is thinking clearly and is rational and cares about this country doubts that he can do the job. He can do the job as evidenced by the fact that he's done the job and he's done it excellently for 3.5 years. There's no question he can do the job. He's doing the job. He's a great guy for the job. That's not the question. The question is, can he get the job? Can he get the job? That's the job right now. The job requires a 4-month audition for the job. And it's looking like he very well may not be able to get the job. And that's an effing disaster of global and historic proportions. It's not something to mess around with. So that's it. He can get the job done, but can he get the job? That's a pithy way to put it, maybe. I don't believe it's short notice Many people, there are many very qualified people who could step in, and there's still 4 months. So it's not short notice. Um, yeah. Listen, Bella Lune, I have perspective, and this is my perspective. And it's not a question, like I said, it's not a question of me even considering any other option. I'm going to vote against Trump no matter who is running, as are probably 75 million people. 75 million people are going to vote against Trump no matter who is running. But that's not what's going on here. What's going on right now is there is a fight to win over maybe 500,000 people who are going to decide this election. Those are the people that we have to be thinking about, not you and me. You and I already know what we're doing because we have heads on our shoulders. But there are a bunch of people, unfortunately, who end up deciding these things who care about the optics. So that's my point. Um, Dad, yes, the job does include speaking to people and rallying people. And he's able to do that when there's a speech in front of him. He's good at the job, but that's not the part of the audition process is beating the other guy in a debate, and he doesn't seem able to do that. Well, Neuro, I hope you're right. You say those people, those undecided, saw a lying bully beating up on a likable old man. Well, I don't know if that's what they saw. That is certainly what was going on, but I don't know if that's what they saw. Um, Media, listen to media's take on it. Listen to KO. I don't know what that is. Neuro, like to know. Um, Also, Nuro, I can't agree with you about the New York Times because it wasn't just the editorial board. It was every single one, every single unanimously, every single op ed, just across the board, all made the same point this morning. And they all did it in the headlines of their opinion pieces. They all said the same thing: time to step aside. And, you know, in any case, I agree with it. I agree with them. Um, Yeah, Richard, I thought he might have meant Midas, but I found their take just um, lacking in any substance at all. They were just repeating the same thing they've been saying, which is correct. What they've been saying is correct. And again, I agree with them that it's a psychopath and a rapist and a criminal and a convicted felon against a very decent, successful public servant. Those are the facts, but that's not. It's quite possible that that doesn't matter at this point. They were. It was like they were pretending what happened last night, on full view of millions and millions of people, didn't happen, and it did happen. So anyway, yes, Blue Lady, I agree. Sing some more. And Donald, you make a very good point. None of this means anything till we see the polls in the wake of what happened last night. So that's exactly right. You're both right, and Blue Lady is especially right when she says sing some more. I think that's the right idea. Look for the silver lining whene'er a cloud appears in the blue. Remember somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. We got to banish the strife, that's for sure. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. That's an important song. Jerome Kern with music by Buddy DeSilva, 1920. That's a good one. I had a very important thought today, which it might, sometimes I have a thought and it's unclear to me in the moment or in the aftermath. It's unclear to me whether I've just thought of a brilliant business idea or a good joke. It's a little game I sometimes have to play with myself. Joke or business idea? Here was my idea this morning that led to that question. You know how humans have stuffed animals as toys? Like little kids like their stuffed teddy bear or their stuffed dog. Or I loved a stuffed elephant when I was a kid. I had a little stuffed elephant that I think my paternal grandfather got me, if I'm not mistaken. The elephant was orange and pink, maybe a sort of red. It was a little elephant, kind of firm, like a stiff elephant. It wasn't like one of those very plush, soft, smushy stuffed animals. It was kind of firm, but I slept with this elephant. I slept with an elephant. That's the title of my autobiography. I slept with an elephant, and today I support PETA. I slept with that elephant all through my childhood, and I really loved that elephant. And the elephant had these nice ears, and then there was a sort of gold outline on the ears. And then someone who shall remain nameless pointed out to me that that gold on the ear was an earring, and that my elephant was actually a female elephant, which, objectively speaking, that's not a problem. But I didn't know that. And that came as a kind of upsetting and shocking revelation to me. I don't know if I then banished the elephant from our bed, but I think it was like that scene in The Crying Game. It's like a gender reveal moment. I took it kind of hard, I think. I'm trying to remember that elephant's name. I don't remember the elephant's name. Oh, but that was a digression. My point was this. Humans have stuffed animals. So animals should have exactly stuffed humans. Instead, we get our dogs stuffed animals. Doesn't make sense. We should be getting our dogs stuffed people. So stuffed people, that's my big business idea. Little stuffed people for your dogs. And maybe they're custom made stuffed people where they are like it would be a stuffed version of me, so that the dog could kind of have a toy version of its beloved humans. So that would be like a nice business, I think. If you're a dog owner, you could send a photo and your measurements to this company. Stuffed people, maybe it would be called. Or people stuff. Maybe we'd call it people stuff. And the company would then send you a stuffed animal or a stuffed human version of you. It would be like a little shrunk, like a little, like a 1.5 foot tall version of you. Oh yeah, Blue Lady. I did see those stuffed Trump toys for dogs to chew on. I remember I started seeing those in 2016. They should be very tough, stuffed people. Yeah. About my dog. Yeah. So anyway, that's my big idea. Or it's a joke. But people stuff. Maybe that's a good name for it. People stuff. Yeah. 1920, Jerome Kern and Buddy DeSilva. Look for the silver lining. With arms at the sides, a stuffed human would be shaped a little bit like a bone. I like that idea. I like that idea for the stuffed humans, that they'd be in that sort of crucifix position. So the dogs could, really grab onto the limbs. Or maybe they'd be... I took half a Benadryl before the show to avoid that. But maybe, yeah, maybe the arms should be spread out like that in crucifix position, and then the legs should be like in a V. Or maybe they should just be in an X, like the arms and the legs. So it's like a thank you, Sacramento, for the blessings. Or it could just be in like a flying squirrel, like a sugar glider position. Blue Lady. Well, maybe we'll do this, and you don't have to sew. You can just help with promotion. All right. Stuffed people. Let's put a pin in that, as they say. And maybe that's a business idea. Or maybe just as some swag, or whatever they call it for this show, I should just have a stuffed person version of me. La, 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 la. Yeah, Richard, I hear your point. Too many podcasters downing Biden instead of talking down Trump's lies. You know what? I don't think that it's mutually exclusive. I know what you mean. It feels like a pile-on, but it's not willy-nilly. It's not in order to pile on. It's all with an eye on saving our democracy. That's the idea. Sacramento Kid. I like it. Sacramento Kid. 5'2", eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? This is the guy who lost his gal. Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other beaux, as far as he knows. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. She doesn't have diamond rings, that's what he's saying. But could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? Ray Henderson, 1925. Music by Ray Henderson. Words by Joe Young and Sam Lewis. 1925. Has anybody seen my gal? 5'2", eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned down turned up nose. Did she have rhinoplasty, or she just has a cute little nose? I don't know. Turned up nose, turned down hose. That's the provocative detail. Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other beaux. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love? Could she coo? Oops, could she woo? Could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? My gal. Now they sell these little air tags. Apple sells air tags, which would have made that song obsolete. You could just, track down anyone. Do 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 do. Has anybody seen my gal? Yeah, just check the app and you'll find her in 2 seconds. La 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 la. Wow, we're doing a lot of songs tonight. By the light. Again, I don't know why it comes out like Willie Nelson pronunciation with that very heavy Russian L instead of by the light. It's by the light. By the light of the silvery moon. I want to spoon. To my honey I'll croon love's tune. Honeymoon, keep a shining in June. Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon. It's not love's dreams. Your silvery beams will bring love dreams, not love's dreams. Love dreams. And also, honeymoon is not a honeymoon. It's the honeymoon, which I guess is a thing. Like you got the harvest moon, and you got the blue moon, and you got all those different kind of moons. I guess there's a honeymoon. There's I don't know. Croon loves. Oh, that's why, because it's love's tune, but then it's love dreams without the apostrophe s. Love loves croon loves tune. Honeymoon, keep a shining in June. Your silvery beams will bring love dreams. We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon. Moon. Yes, I agree, Nuro. There needs to be some fact checking, but that was unfortunately that was one of the terms of the debate that both sides agreed to. They negotiated the microphone, the this, the that, and the no fact checking was just ridiculous. Moo. You know why they call that? That's a cow lowing. The sound is low because they don't go whoo. Then it would be called highing. The cow's low. If the dogs could hear me, they'd be barking at the cow on the porch. I'll be here at 9 always, every single night at 9 always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. Not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always, always, every night at 9. Thank you for your eyes and ears. How high can a cow jump? Over the moon? Is that the answer? Bovalexia, George Carlin's affliction. If the calves could hear you, they'd come running. That's very sweet. Thank you very much. All right, everybody. Sleep well, and I will see you tomorrow night.